If I need to move mountains, the mountains will move because I have so much leverage on myself. Blessings and blessings, beautiful souls. My name is Preston Smiles, and I help people live their most abundant lives now. And today's transmission is the 5 powerful skill sets that can make anybody a millionaire in any industry. And I got licensed to brag because just 10 years ago, I was a surf instructor making $36,000 a year, and I went from that to 1 million and beyond in a very short amount of time. Now, I've often said, speak what you seek until you see what you said. But there is a deeper truth that comes before that, which is, yes, we want to speak things into existence. Yes, we want to speak to people and influence and persuade them with our vision that we have for the world. But before all of that happens, we must check in with how we're speaking to ourselves. Do you love you? Do you appreciate you? Do you believe you? Are you a fan of you? Because in sales, they say the sale happens 2 places. First, inside of the person selling something, and second, with the prospect. You must be in a position where your internal communication is in alignment, because that alignment will bleed into whoever you're speaking to. So, powerhouse tool to set yourself up for millions and beyond is the gift and the tool of being able to persuade by way of communicating. There's a spiritual practice called auto-suggestion, where you affirm or declare that which you want to see in your life. And you declare it and affirm it in such a way that it becomes normal to you. It becomes a way of life. You get used to that voice saying, you got this. You're a beautiful soul. You got this. That's some of the most important work in the game, is how you're communicating internally and how you're communicating externally. Now, skill number 2 to setting yourself up for millions and beyond is getting leverage on yourself. One of the most important things when it comes to achieving goals and really setting oneself up for success is understanding the BS that goes through your mind. Understanding what you will do when under pressure. What you will do when a rainy day happens. What you will do if you lose your job. What stories you'll make up when you start feeling pressure from your partner. Because if you don't understand how you are programmed to collapse, then you can't get in front of it. So skill number 2, which is leverage, is about getting in front of your BS excuses. Getting in front of the stories you'll make up as to why this isn't your time. My truth, God wants what you want. Spirit doesn't care. It is an impersonal intelligence. That's why there are people who we on the outside could look at as evil. Take Hitler, for example, and say, how was this man able to achieve that much destruction? It's because the law doesn't care. Hitler was in alignment with what he thought was true, and he enrolled people using skill set number 1, communication, into a vision that wasn't supportive for humanity. So you got to ask yourself, what leverage do I need? What do I need to put on the line to know that I will make this happen? If I need to move mountains, the mountains will move because I have so much leverage on myself. So an example of that would be, for me, is every time I don't do the stuff I know moves the needle in my business, I tell myself I'm robbing my children. That by itself is enough leverage. Before I had kids, the leverage I used was I would put it out on social media and I'd say, hey, I'm launching this program on September 20th next year, or September 20th, which is 2 months from now. I knew that me putting it out on social media would force my hand. It would force me to actually do something about it, because I didn't want to taint my brand identity, and I knew that I had this whole thing around integrity. So you got to figure out what it is that you can get leverage on yourself around. You know, I've worked with people who, like this one guy I was working with, he was a doctor, and he said, my whole life I just wanted to be a scuba instructor. I said, okay, like how bad? He's like, bad. He's like, I already got the money, I'm already a doctor. This doesn't feel right to me anymore. I said, okay, so what's the leverage you need? And we got to, oh, well, I'll sign up for a scuba instructor thing in the Bahamas. And I said, okay. He's like, yeah, I'll do it when I get home. I'm like, well, what's stopping you from doing it right now? And he kind of laughed and smirked, and he realized that there was nothing stopping him from doing it in that moment. So on the break, he signed up. And that man is now a scuba instructor and owns a scuba company in the Bahamas. He got leverage on himself. He spent the money on the program. I worked with a guy about 3 months ago whose dream was to go to Hawaii, but he just kept working and working and working. And one day I'll go to Hawaii. I said, bro, what is stopping you from buying that ticket right now? You'll figure out the rest. Buy the ticket right now. He bought the ticket. Had the time of his life. Doug, if you're watching this, I'm so proud of you. So skill set number 2 is getting leverage on yourself. Skill set number 3, I already alluded to it, is having a vision. Having something that you are connected to that is bigger than yourself. Having something, a North Star, something that you can keep going back to. Having a why, having something so important that is yours to bring forward, that is yours to connect to. And even more and extra points if that thing is also connected to some type of spiritual path for yourself. Because for me, I believe that I'm robbing not just my kids and my family and humanity, but it's like me doing the middle finger to God when I don't say yes to that which is handwritten on my soul. Skill set number 4 is be your word. There is something called the Law of Diminishing Intent, which essentially states every time you say you're going to do something and then you don't, and it could be so minuscule. You could tell somebody, I'll be there at 8, and you get there at 8:03. That is a mini collapse in your consciousness. Be your word or renegotiate your word. Be a person of integrity to yourself, and everything else will line up. And skill number 5 to putting yourself in position to make millions and beyond is belief and conviction. There is something so intoxicating and enrolling about a person who has so much belief in something, that has so much passion and conviction that it persuades us into their thing. Have you ever been like at a party or like a festival and you see somebody who start dancing who doesn't necessarily know how to dance good, but they're so in their body, so in their joy, so in the pocket that other people start sort of smiling and laughing, and then all of a sudden everybody's on the dance floor. That's belief and conviction. If you don't believe it, if you aren't convicted about what you're doing, nobody else will. Whatever you need to do to convince yourself, to remind yourself of how big this is, that will be the thing that creates more sales, right? You will start to experience people just wanting to be around you. You will become your own environment. And that environment will become so intoxicating that people will literally fly all over the world. I've seen it happen. I've literally been this person. I've enrolled in other people's stuff like this. This is the work, belief and conviction. And so your work is to look at all the places you don't believe, all the ways you dim your light, all the ways you try to stay safe inside of your passion. And I'll show you a little bit, but not too much. Light yourself on fire. Get so crazy about it. Tell everybody. I tell coaches all the time who want me to help them grow their businesses, coach a German Shepherd, coach a bag of chips, coach anything that will let you coach it. Because even if they aren't your perfect niche market person, they will tell other people. Do you know why our workshop, the Bridge Experience, is always packed and full? Word of mouth. Because the conviction and the passion and the work that we do in those rooms is so crazy and so good that people want their cousins and their brothers and everybody else. We don't know those people, but we know the people that are in front of us. That's your work. Everybody who comes, if you meet somebody at Starbucks today, they ask you, hey, what do you do? I blank, 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 and blank. Right? With a smile on your heart and a smile on your energy. When you post something online, put that energy in it, and the whole thing will blow up. Blessings and blessings, beautiful soul. Thank you. If you made it this far, thank you. I see you. I see just the fact that you're in this conversation means you'll be a millionaire sooner than you think. And I want to remind you that millions is awesome, right? I'd always rather have money than not have it. It won't make or break you. You'll still be a child of the Most High. You'll still be a perfect, unique emanation of the Most High. And that can never fail. You can't fail. You're in the right place at the right time doing the right thing. And if you want support with that, type the word receive right here in the comments below. And I'll send you my free 7 Abundance Activators immediately. Blessings and blessings. Thank you so much. Share this message if it resonated in any way. Peace out. Let's go. Old school. Old school. Let's go. Have a beautiful day.